What's going on, YouTube? Here we are once again. Another video. We're gonna talk some more about this executive action that President Trump took yesterday on Saturday, August 8th, 2020. Um, the Democrats already are complaining. Complaining about the steps that, the laws that President Trump, the bills that he decided out of the many issues that were on the table. He decided to sign an extension for unemployment, the payroll tax relief, rent relief, rent moratorium. What was the fourth one? It slips my mind. It was four. So it was rent, unemployment, payroll tax. I forget the fourth one. What's crazy is that the Democrats are saying that it's not good. It's not good enough. Meanwhile, it took them how long for them and the Senate to get their crap together? It took them how long? So finally, when the president said, this is what I feel I need to do, and I'm gonna get it done. Now they're saying it's unconstitutional, meaning it may have been illegal what he did. The Democratic states, people like Chuck Schumer are talking about how there were no state and local aid, given. So that to New York. So for example, so that means police, teachers, firefighters, basically state and government workers, state and city workers will be adversely affected. That's what Governor Cuomo of New York was saying, right? That if there's no federal assistance given to the state, if there's no type of federal assistance, there will be 20% cuts across the board throughout New York State and New York City as far as job cuts, layoffs. Last week I already heard that there's a particular union, CSEA, I believe that's short for Civil Service Employees Association, there's talks and rumblings of layoffs about to happen from agencies, laying off workers who were working through the pandemic. I'm talking about laying off essential workers. You see the hardball type of game that people try to play, that these lawmakers, politicians, etc., how to try to play, and then regular people are in the middle all the time. We're just cattle. The games, you get caught in this tug of war and you're just expendable completely. It doesn't matter that essential workers were pretty much forced or else have no job or else be under some type of punitive measures, disciplinary measures, or quit flat out. We were forced to work through this whole COVID-19 craziness. No hazard pay, no nothing. And then you're hearing our leaders, politicians, arguing with the federal government, White House, the president, about monies that if the state does not get any help, The state won't be able to help the city. If the state cannot get any help, then 20% cuts, layoffs will happen. How many people have already been laid off? It is just too much contradiction, though. It's just the hypocrisy, the contradiction, the confusion, the political. Everything is a political game. Even when they're telling you it wasn't a political game, like this whole COVID thing, it was a political game. It all boils down to politics. It all boils down to politics. You can't make everybody happy. Now, the Democrats, I'm not Democrat or Republican. I don't give a, look, I don't care about what, I think they're all complicit. Both sides. I'm just human. Stuck in this political, this imaginary but somewhat real political Venn diagram of a reality. Where is this all going? Where is this all going? The Senate, Republicans and whoever, they went on vacation for a month. So these payroll tax cuts are supposed to add, I guess, $1,200 after tax. I guess that's where the $1,200 stimulus comes from, right? For workers. It's supposed to add $1,200 after tax to paychecks of people who are working. And the unemployment is supposed to be reduced from $600 federal assistance to about $400, with the expectation that the states would add 25% to that $400. Okay? I feel like the federal government knows something in regards to the states, that they're putting the pressure on the states to really hold on. Well, not hold on, but to just do their jobs. But you have certain democratic states that are saying we are doing, but there's only so much, we don't have the money anymore. The buses are free, but the trains aren't. But to ride the buses are free. How long can they go? They're complaining in New York. Like, how long can they go into allowing free fares, free trips on the bus? How long could this last? I don't know. Figure it out, though, because those of us who pay taxes, I mean, come on, man. Which is another form of highway robbery. The whole tax thing, I've been, for those who don't know, it's do your research, but it's voluntary. Taxes are voluntary. But if you don't pay it, you'll experience a great deal of hardship. We understand that. But if they could print so much money in such a short period of time to pretty much save corporations, save businesses, so-called help small businesses with the paycheck protection, extend unemployment and do all these things, why are we paying taxes again? If you could just print the money, like just I don't know. It's the machine, the Federal Reserve is an entity that just prints money in perpetuity for its own gain, not for the gain of the American people. Period. It's not to help you and I. It's to help itself. It's to help. That's a different topic for a different video. But this is where we are. Democrats now are clamoring, and even Republicans. One, I believe, from I think the state of Nebraska or somewhere, said that what the president did was like a bunch of slop, like what he did the 4 bills that he signed into law. A bunch of slop. It's a bunch of slop. We're all in a bunch of slop right now. Like, I made a video the other day saying that I think he invariably probably won himself 4 more years by doing this. Because the bottom line is, show me the money. Like a lot of people, when it's all said and done, you could cry hardship, you could cry all types of, intangible, philosophical, socioeconomic issues that is not just intangible, but a bunch of issues that cause us to suffer. But throw some money at some people, put some money in the hands of the people. You think they're not gonna remember that? And now more than ever, at such a desperate type of time, like where everyone is just not know, there's so much uncertainty. And if workers start to see that extra $1,200 in their paychecks, and eviction and stops, and there's rental assistance, like real tangible results, and even landlords are able to make a way by receiving help and assistance if their tenants can't pay the rent. And school loans, that was the 4th one. School loans or interest on loans had to stop and stuff like that, where, and you also have, when people just have money, that's gonna remind people, gonna remember, oh yeah, when I was hard up, the president signed this law, and as a result, I got some cash in my hand, and that's the last thing I remember. And if he leaves office, this is gonna stop. Nah, then I'm gonna make sure he stays. That's the that's the money talks, BS walks, man. Money talks, BS walks. So they're playing hardball. They're playing hardball. But in the meantime, I think the president knew that this is just looking too crazy. He had to do something. He had to. This is looking too crazy for them to be out a whole nother month, another 30 days, another month, like coming back after, go on vacation August 7th, and returning after Labor Day, like in good faith and in good conscience. How do you think the people are going to look at you? Like, you want to go on vacation again? Mitch McConnell? Grill piece? You want to go on vacation again? In the middle of this supposed crisis? Because it just, after a while, then, if they're so comfortable to take vacations in the middle of a crisis, remember when the president called this wartime? If they're so comfortable to take these vacations and these time offs, over and over again, how serious is it? Really a serious problem for them? Is this really, businesses are closing and people have lost their jobs, people are in they can't eat, folks are about to lose their homes, and they're living in their sky, they're just disconnected from the reality. They could live in their lavish dwellings and not worry because their income didn't get affected, right? But how serious are they? They're not taking this serious. Are they? Are they really taking this serious? Do they care if they get reelected or not? They're because what are they trying to do? You tried to impeach this guy. You did, but he didn't get removed out of office. Like, is this a hate campaign to get Trump out? Is it? I mean, I don't understand. Schools are reopening, but then you're hearing about how students have to be quarantined again because many of them are coming up positive. You have colleges that are ending their sports program. Like, college sports is huge. College sports, huge. Huge money makers. Huge. Basketball and football. Certain schools are ending their entire academic season for the rest of the year. I mean, academic athletic season for the rest of the year. I'm telling you right now, this whole school thing that you want to reopen schools, I get it too, because it's part of the experience of a child, to really go through an opportunity and a chance to be educated and to also interact is socially invaluable for the children to experience that. But watch how these schools are. I'm telling you, man, people don't have a clue on how they're gonna do anything. In New York, they allowing the districts to come up with their own ideas. The governor's allowing the districts to come up with their own ideas to do what and what. Logistically, we have no idea what anything is gonna look like. I have absolutely no idea. You can have the actual setting in the school building. Let's say it's set up 3, 4 children per class. Let's say they just do something crazy. They just create the impossible to make the impossible happen. They have a classroom that's completely, COVID-19 proof. COVID-19 proof. And you have your one teachers there. Mind you, the teachers have been complaining they don't want to die. They've been complaining about not returning to school because their thing was they don't want to get sick and die. You have these classrooms and schools that are COVID-19 proof, right? Okay, you can, create the measures and disinfect and have, social distance and mask and all types of sanitizers and bleach or whatever you want to call it, right? In the schools. What about outside the schools? What about the transportation? What about them coming and going from school? Like, these things, the logistics, people going back to work, like, in mass, if they can go back to work. They have these things now, this worry, these terms called super spread. Super spread. Your doctor, Dr. Fauci, saying that, you know, even having a vaccine might not give good results. Even with a vaccine, huh? Everybody's holding their breath now and pushing real hard to have a vaccine by the end of this year, because this is a global initiative. This is a global effort. Everyone is on high like energy, like they just accelerating their research to such an extent where they hope to have a vaccine by the end of this year. But then you're hearing, oh, but there's no guarantee that the vaccine will even be effective. You're going to multiply this year times 2, times 3 of more confusion and uncertainty the way we're going at this rate. Seriously. Seriously. Contact tracing. The Democrats were saying that, there was no, he didn't, the president didn't sign any bill regarding testing, contact tracing, regarding keeping the voting centers clean. Sometimes I ask myself, yo, are these people for real? Is money really their motivation? Like, does this even sound plausible to, like, when they say certain things, you're not embarrassed? I want to take off $1 trillion, but you have to add 1 trillion to still bring it to 2 trillion. Am I missing something here? They think people are really stupid. They really do think that people are stupid. What the hell is going on? I don't know. But I do know one thing. Change, a change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. A change gon' come. 'Cause it's coming. It's happening. So it's either we're gonna move with the change or be left behind. But see, the thing is this: where do you want to land? Which side of history do you want to end up on? What side of history do we want to end up? The winning side? I don't want to use the word winning, but do we want? I mean, yeah, you want to be on the winning side of history, not the freaking losing side. I mean, that's just logical. Sometimes things don't operate from a logical point of view. I don't know. Let me know what you think, people. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Be well, as always. Take care.